Here in Brookhaven, there are several jobs I can take on the right side, which is something you probably didn't know. But today, I want to work in real Brookhaven jobs to see how they actually work. But guys, my friend wants me to work with him. He even said, come work with me. I'm a house builder, and apparently, he builds houses. In fact, he's building his house right now, and that's really interesting. But now, I'm simply going to work as a bank manager, because that's going to be very important. So now I'm arriving here to work, because this is my first job ever. Perfect! I parked the car here, and now I'm finally arriving at the bank, and apparently this is my coworker. You can see there's this logo above my character, which is the bank logo. He said, hey, come with me. I'll show you everything. But now, it looks like he's going down here, right into this elevator. So I'm coming too. I'll have to take this card. And now I'm going down here, because this is going to be very important. Now I'm arriving right down here, and apparently the manager works in this part. You can see there are several security items here. We have this camera, and also the bank servers. He said, don't let anyone come in here, because they could rob the bank. And guys, that's really important, and it's information I needed to know. Here we have this exact vault, and there's also this other vault, which has a lot of gold. And here we have the diamonds, which are very important, but I'm not going to let anyone take them. Now he's coming back here, because we have to go back up. Perfect! I finally went up here, and now he started working. So I'm going to start working here too, because this is the very first job I got. But today, I'm going to get several other jobs, like the ones on the right side. I want to try the most different jobs of all. But guys, it looks like my friend is simply building his house. But now he's coming back running, and I'm almost sure he's coming to the bank because he needs money to buy construction materials. So much so that he's coming to my job, and it's really going to be very different helping my friend. But he's looking at me, and apparently he went to the other manager, and that's a little sad. But maybe that happened because this manager is better than me. There's even another player coming to the bank, and maybe he'll come to me. And that's really good. This is simply my very first client ever. He said, I want a blue card. Okay, so I'm setting up his card, and now I gave him the card. He said, thanks. You're a good guy, who unfortunately is in the wrong place at the wrong time. And guys, I don't know what he's talking about, but he left, and that player was really weird. I have no idea why he said that. But now, he took the card and is going back to his house. So much so that my friend got the things he wanted, and now he's coming back up here. But I thought all of this was strange. That player came right here, but it looks like he's coming to the bank. But guys, he's aiming that item, and this is really bad. He said, take me to the vault now. And I'm being robbed for the first time here at the bank. But now, I'm going down here, just like he asked. Perfect. I got right here, and he got here too. And he said, open the door, or this will be your end. Look, but I know who this player is. I don't know if he noticed, but he's not hidden with that mask he's wearing. But guys, I just opened the door, and he came inside. He's simply coming in here. And this is really bad, because I'm going to get fired. But the good part is that there are cameras here, so the player is definitely going to get arrested. So much so that now he came back here again, and he wants me to open this. So I opened it and let him come back, because I don't want this to be my end. He said, you made the right choice, and I'm going to let him leave. So now, I opened the elevator for him to get out of here. But guys, now I'm going back upstairs too, and I just messed everything up. I'm up here now, and the other manager is coming to see what just happened. But he's staring at me, and he said, you're fired, get out of here now. And I just lost my only job. My job was really important, but now I'll have to go to the next job. Now, for those who don't know, I'm a car washer, and there's this picture above my character, because now I work right here, and my job is very important, and it's a job that's not very well known in Brookhaven. But guys, now my first client is coming, and I'm a little scared of this client, especially because his car is totally broken, and I've never seen a car this dirty in my life, but I'll probably have to clean it because that's my job. He said, I'm going to the army today, so you better leave my car clean. And I wanted to ask him how he let his car get like this, because everything here is super dirty. But I'm really going to take care of his car. That's not going to be a problem. Now he went back to the mall. He's probably going to do some shopping while I take care of his car. So I'm going to start cleaning it, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. But for some reason my friend is coming here, probably to my car wash. And he really is coming here, and I want to see what he has to say. He said, if I help you, will you work with me? And guys, that's a good proposal. I'm really going to accept it. So I agreed, and he's going to have to help me do this. So much so that he picked up the hammer, but he shouldn't be doing that, because you can't use a hammer on a car. Actually, it looks like this is working, and my friend is actually cleaning the car in Roblox. And now the car is totally clean, and it really looks great. But there are still some parts that are dirty, so I'm going to have to clean them. So I picked up this item, and I'm going to start cleaning this car. But this is going to be really hard, because it's going to take a while. My friend said, get a water hose, it'll be easier. And guys, maybe what he said is true. So I got this water hose, and now I'm going to start cleaning this Roblox car. I'm even spraying a lot of water here, and my friend is cleaning the car like that. And I'm going to soak all of this, and after soaking everything, I'm going to take the car to the car wash wash because it's going to be much easier. So much so that I'm still spraying a lot of water, and now I'm taking the car over here to the front. And now the car is really going to get clean. There's no way this won't work. So much so that the car is finally 100% clean, and it's really perfect, and it's a pretty weird car. But my friend is just finishing the final touches to make the car look even better. And finally the soldier came back, and he just noticed the job we did. But I don't know how much I should charge, and he even came closer. And he said, I'm not going to pay anything. You're serving your country. And guys, that makes no sense. If I knew I wasn't going to get anything for cleaning this car, I wouldn't have even done it, because I need to earn money. So much so that he just left with his car, and he's the weirdest player ever. Now he's going back to his house, and I want to see which house is his, because I want to get revenge for what he did. But he's arriving here in front, and this red house is probably that player's house. So much so that he's coming back here, back to his house, and I'll definitely want to get revenge on him later. But now, for those who don't know, I build houses. So much so that I have this picture up here, and my job is very important. My friend is apparently checking the packages he picked up, but I want to know what I'm going to do today. And he's even looking here, and he said, let's build that house. And guys, I think he's talking about this house, and that's going to be really important. But he's going up front, and I'm following him, and this is really going to be very important. But there's a player who just passed by, and I simply recognize him in Roblox because he's the one who robbed the bank and made me get fired because on my first day of work he robbed the bank, so I have to get revenge on him. But my friend is up ahead, and it looks like he's building this house. And the result is actually looking pretty cool. And apparently I'm going to have to help him, so I want to see what I need to do to make progress on this house. He said, just use the hammer on the wall like this. Look, that seems pretty easy. So I'm coming over here, because I'm going to have to do exactly that. After all, this is my next job. But I don't know if I'm making much of a difference, because I'm using the hammer, but nothing is really changing. But now something finally changed, and the house got way better. And that happened because of us in Roblox, because we're using this hammer to build the house. But now he's staring at me, and he said, why did you stop? Keep building the house. Okay, I'll do that. He's even working on the window, and that's really important. So I'm going to work on the windows too. So much so that I'm working right here, and I hope I'm making a difference. And now after a long time, I finally finished it. And the house actually looks really nice. You can see that it's completely done. Everything here looks beautiful, and we're the ones who built this house. But now I want to see who the buyer of the house is. And he's even looking here, and he said, it's for you. I know you don't have a house. And guys, that's really great. I finally have a house in Brookhaven, because I didn't have one before. This job was really important, but now I got a new job, which is a very different kind of job. So I'm coming here to work because I can't lose this job. Perfect. I got right here, and this is my next Brookhaven job. But I'm arriving to see if there are people here, and it looks like there really is a player, and he's making food for people. So I'm coming in to help too, because believe it or not, I know how to make food in Roblox. But he's looking back here, and he said, welcome. Look, thank you very much. So much so that he went back to making his food, and everything here is going really well. And apparently the food is delivered to players who come here by car. Now I finished a meal, so I'm going to leave it right here so players can pick it up later. But it looks like there's a player coming here, and he's coming from the wrong side. He literally came from the opposite direction. I said, turn the car around, and he has to do exactly that. He said, you're a noob. You robbed the bank. And guys, he's suspecting I did it, but I really wasn't the one who did that. So much so that he left to turn his car around. And now he's basically coming back here to get his food. And I really didn't do anything wrong. I'm just going to hand over the food, and he's simply going to leave. But he just picked up the food, and he got out of the car, and now he gave me the money. Look, thank you. And I'm going to put the money away now. But now I'm going to close the window, because I have nothing else to say to him. He said, you thief, you helped the robber rob the bank. But I didn't do any of that. That's all a lie. And finally he left. That player insulted me so much that I'm sure my coworker thinks I'm a bad person. He even said, please leave. I don't want bad people in my restaurant. That's really sad. I just got fired again. I had several jobs, and in all of them, I've been fired from 2. But now, I'm going to go to my favorite job. Now I got a new job. Now I'm a security guard. And this is a very important job. So much so that I'm coming here because I'm the security guard for the player who lives in this castle. I still don't know who this player is, but I'm going to meet him now. So I'm going inside, and he simply has a perfect house. You can see there's a lot of light here. He has many gold items. He also has a gold car, and a house made completely of gold, because the curtains are gold. And this friend of mine is very rich. But now he stood up, and he said, there are bad people nearby. I want you to protect me from all of them. Okay, so I'm really going to defend this player from all his enemies. But this player is looking over here, and for some reason he has binoculars. And that's not good. I just found out where he lives. He lives in that giant mansion. But now he's coming here to get his car, and he has 2 different cars, which are very different from the one he used to rob the bank here in Roblox. Now he's sitting right here. But I'm going to lock this house, because I don't want my friend to be attacked. And now I finally have this item. And you can can see he's coming here, and he crashed into my car. My car fell down here, all because of him. I really don't know why he did that, but he wants to enter my friend's house, and he's even coming over to open the door. But he shouldn't open it, because there's a bad player outside. He said he's a friend of mine. I don't know him very well, but he seems like a good guy. Look, he's actually not good. He's totally evil. I said, don't open the door. He's evil. And I'm being serious. But there's a problem. He's watching our conversations, and now he knows everything I said. So much so that he's aiming that item, and this is really bad. But I have this item, and if he doesn't leave now, this will be his end. Now he got scared and just left, but he came around to the front, and now he's shooting at the window. And that's really weird. So I'm going to attack him. He even came around the back because I almost hit him. And now there's a battle going on. But he's looking over here, and he said, go upstairs. Let's go. Okay, let's do it. Now I'm going up here because this castle has 3 floors, and on the top floor I can climb up to this part. But I don't know how. Except my friend got here before me. He was really fast. And that player still hasn't noticed that we're up here. And he's still shooting at the window, trying to hit us. But I'm up here now, and I want him to leave. So much so that he hid behind the car and is trying to hit us. But guys, now he finally decided to leave, and his car is totally broken. You can see one of the tires is missing. That car just doesn't work anymore. So much so that my friend is safe because I helped him a lot. And if I hadn't helped, his house would have been robbed. But now he's looking here, and he said, I called the helicopter, and I'm going to my other mansion. And guys, I don't know how he has 2 houses, but he's really very rich. There's even a helicopter coming here, and it looks like it's my friend flying it. Now he's finally arriving here to pick us up in Roblox. So much so that he's landing, and this is really impressive. Now he got inside, and apparently he's calling me. So I'm going to get in too, because I want to stay safe in Roblox. Now I want to see where my friend's other house is. But he's flying up ahead, and flying in a helicopter is really different, because everything is so much faster. And guys, we're arriving at this other mansion, which is just a giant mansion. And now we finally arrived, and this other mansion is also my friend's. And guys, if you want to add me on Roblox, just click the Become a Member button, and I'll add you on Roblox.